Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO. My name is Jello. Of course, I am your host. We are very lucky to have another special guest on the show right now. Elizabeth, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking.
All right. Thank you very much for being here. We know your time is cut thin. So, of course, for the benefit of everyone who's listening, can you tell us something about yourself, please?
Absolutely. Been with Keller Williams for 20 years, been in the team leader role for 17, been a MAPS coach for 5, and just absolutely blessed to be with this company.
Wow, that's awesome. So you've worn a lot of hats within that 20 years with Keller Williams, am I right?
I have, absolutely.
All right. And I know for a fact that you also have a cyberbacker supporting you, am I correct?
I do,
All right. Now,
absolutely.
what can you tell me about your cyberbacker, Jack? How is she? How often do you communicate with each other? How does your day look like with each other?
Well, she is absolutely my right hand. So we really work tandem. You would think she's sitting here beside me. We jump on every morning at 6:30. We start working together. She's in that cyber room in my Zoom room. So if I have something going on during the day, I can pop in there. It's literally like the conversation you and I are having right here. It's amazing.
Okay. So, did you get, I mean, did you need any time to get used to it? Because again, this isn't the conventional way of doing things, right? When you say you have an assistant, usually they're sitting in the same place, they can get you coffee, things like that. Was there a phase where you had to get used to it?
Well, I'd say there probably was. I mean, when I started a year ago, it was kind of a newer concept. I think that this year of COVID has changed everything. And I think all of our lives have gone to this format. Even if your boss is down the hallway,
Yeah.
chances are you're Zooming with them, right? And so I think that the whole process has kind of gone through an evolution. But in the beginning, sure, it's a little bit different. Hey, I'm going to jump on a Zoom with this person. And very quickly you realize, down the hall, across town, or across the globe really doesn't make any difference.
Of course, of course. Now, for our listeners' benefit as well, just to let you guys know, it's actually a year already that Elizabeth has been in partner with Cyberbacker. That's something very, very exciting, right?
It's very exciting. And it flew by so fast. When the reminder came up, I was a little shocked that it had been a year.
Wow. Now imagine again the next years to come, of course. Now, we can safely say that this has been a successful partnership. Am I correct?
It has been an amazing partnership. I could not do what I do. I mean, I wear multiple hats and I could not do it without my cyberbacker.
Of course. Now, let me ask you then, what makes this type of relationship a successful partnership, Elizabeth?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I tell anybody that inquires about a cyberbacker. It's the process, right? Because cyberbacker doesn't just throw somebody at you,
Mhm.
right? They're very thoughtful and very methodical about it. You have profiles, you go through an interview process, you get to choose your cyberbacker. And then the most valuable part is I don't have time to stop and train somebody. So I literally go through an interview process with cyberbacker where they ask me, what do you need this person to do? What does leverage look like in your world? And then they took Jeg and trained her and then gave her back to me. This is where I had failed with every other system before. Busy people hire great people, but they don't take the time to train them.
Of course, again, here at Cyberback, we really want to save your time, especially when it comes to the training. Now, something in relation to that, how much time has your Cyberbacker saved you, Elizabeth?
Oh my gosh. I have to tell you, I was looking at my calendar this morning. It's a solid 40% of my day is given back to me. Because, of course, she's right there along beside me. So she's translating my calls, she's doing all of my follow-up, my process, my calendaring, lead generation. And so it's at least a solid 40%.
Wow, imagine another 40% every day of the week. Now, how about revenue? How much additional revenue has your Cyberbacker made you within that year?
Well, she allows me to wear two hats. That additional stream of income is $68,000 year to date.
Wow.
And that's without even measuring how she's affected my recruiting and growth through profit share. That's a whole nother piece of it.
Wow, imagine an additional $68,000. Now, you already touched on this a bit about the things that she does for you and your business, but what I'd like to know is what are some of the things that you're considering having her do in the future, of course, for you and your business?
Well, I think that you have to open up your mind, and we have to put our ego aside and take a step backwards. There are a lot of things you do during your day that a cyberbacker could do for you, including phone calls, database management, contact to your clients. Quite frankly, she's much better at the follow-up than I am. They'd rather talk to her than me anyway, truth. So I think that we have to really look at our dollar productive activities and what absolutely has to be done by me and what everything else can be leveraged off.
Of course, that's going to be very exciting for your cyberbacker. Of course, that's going to be growth for her as well, in terms of course, helping you in your business. Next question. I know this could be a bit tough question. Have there been, let's say, any challenges or opportunities for growth that you've had working with cyberbacker?
Sure. I mean, I think that the biggest thing is, first of all, we talk about it all the time. The conversation is the relationship, and the relationship is the conversation. I think if you have a question, a challenge, a what if, you got to reach out to Cyberbacker, right? You've got to communicate at a high level. They have been so responsive on anything that I've ever needed. If I suffered in silence because of my own stupidity of not reaching out sooner. So I would say, be sure to remember, even though this is remote, there is a relationship and a conversation going on, and be quick to reach out when you have a challenge.
Of course, you still have to build on the relationship as well. Again, trying to reach out. Again, this is going to be a two-way street, not just a one-way street for it to be successful. Am I right?
Right, absolutely.
Of course. Now, a lot of business owners right now still aren't buying into the idea of virtual leverage or having their own cyberbacker. Can you help us out here, Elizabeth? What advice would you be able to give them?
Well, I think that you have to, first of all, you have to expand your thinking. You have to open up your mind. And this was the thing that did it for me. If I call my insurance agent, he's across town, but he doesn't show up here in my office. If I call his staff, they're not showing up here in my office, right? Every other service that we use, whether you want to admit it or not, could be virtual, because rarely is that service showing up at your door and they're not sitting in the other room. So when I made that mind shift of, I'm doing all this virtual anyway, then what is the difference whether this person is across town or 2,000 miles away or halfway around the globe? It really doesn't make any difference.
Of course, just as long as the things get done as well and helping you grow with your business. One last thing. I know that Jeg would be listening once we have this online, I'm for sure. Now, would you want to give her a quick shout out on the show while we're still here?
Oh my God, she is amazing. I have to tell you, I have never been so well taken care of. She's responsive, she's intuitive. If anything comes up, she will go and find it. Literally, we could be on a call and a client asks for something, it's in the chat box. She is just a master of being resourceful, far more than I am, and she's amazing.
We're excited to see where your partnership with Cyberbacker would be within the next few years to come. Elizabeth, thank you very much for your time and being on the show. Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.